What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of GPI Game Plan Insights. You know who I am, and right now I'm gonna do a different video. I know everybody probably wants me to react to what I seen last night from Indiana and New York Game 4 where Tyrese Halliburton had the night of his life, having a triple double with zero turnovers, but honestly, I don't think there's really much to talk about because I think I have said my piece with New York in terms of what I thought with them, I guess. And like I said, the apology must be out as the disrespect. I think Indiana is a better team. I'm not saying they're miles better, but I think they're just a better team. But the reason I'm making this video today is because we got some breaking news from WWE World. Like how I said WWE World, there used to be a thing called WWE World back in the day. But we got some breaking news out of the WWE World, and this news is pretty shocking. It has come around on all websites, including NBC and all that stuff. But basically, this breaking news is so shocking that just by looking at it, you wonder, like, am I reading this right? So if what I said, if what I said might be shocking, just know that this is reported on all websites, and this is about John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon and the Janelle Grant lawsuit. For those that have been not keeping track or has not or don't look at WWE like that, sometime I want to say around last year, Janelle Grant filed a lawsuit against Vince McMahon and the WWE about sex trafficking lawsuits. That she was sexually abused while she was working with the WWE, and it was so big because at the time Vince had just sold WWE to TKO, and he was on the board. And because of this lawsuit, Vince had to sell the remaining shares of his TKO, and it was just, because his name was listed, and then that's why Brock Lesnar has a return as well. Like Janelle Grant put a lot of people's names, but the biggest names was Johnny H, John Laurinaitis, Brock Lesnar, and Vince McMahon. I think those are the notable sports now. I think there are more names on there, but in terms of notable names, those are the three that I think were on there. So there's been some news that has recently came up. I'm going to say, I mean, when I mean recently, I mean like today, as the time I'm recording this, as of Wednesday, May 28th, there's some breaking news. And basically, I'm going to read from Ringside News. They are good. They report on wrestling news very well. Sometimes they can be incorrect, but I trust this website a little bit because they have reported on some news that we didn't know about ahead of time. They knew about ahead of time, and we knew like from them. So basically, the news is, excuse me, trying to get my voice. Johnny Ace, known as John Laurinaitis, removed from WWE trafficking lawsuit and has agreed to cooperate against Vince McMahon. Let me read that again. Yeah, shocking. Johnny Laurinaitis removed from WWE trafficking lawsuit against and agreed to cooperate against Vince McMahon. Yeah, shocking. Let's continue to read. Johnny Laurinaitis is officially out as a defendant in the sex trafficking lawsuit filed by former WWE staffer Janelle Grant, but he's not walking away without leaving a mark. A new court filing submitted Wednesday confirmed that Laurinaitis has been officially dismissed after he agreed to cooperate and provide evidence in the case against Vince McMahon and WWE. The update came with a joint statement from both Laurinaitis and Grant issued through her legal team to Post Wrestling. This is what it says. Johnny Laurinaitis has agreed to cooperate and provide evidence in Janelle Grant's lawsuit against Vince McMahon and the WWE, the statement read. His agreement to a confidential settlement is a pivotal next step towards holding Miss McMahon and WWE accountable and bringing justice to Miss Grant after years of sexual abuse and trafficking. Mr. Laurinaitis looks forward to moving on with his life. We cannot provide any additional details at this time. The joint statement from John Laurinaitis and Janelle Grant marks a pivotal moment in the case, which I will tell you why this is a huge breaking news coming out today with this case, signaling Laurinaitis' official cooperation and increasing the pressure on Vince McMahon and WWE as the legal battles intensify. Grant's lawsuit, recently amended and accepted by a judge early this month, lays out serious allegation that she was sexually trafficked by Vince McMahon during her time at WWE, with Lauren Knives initially listed as a co-defendant. The amended filing also claims she was assaulted by both men and that WWE failed to protect her. The defendants, including McMahon and WWE, are expected to file motions by June 13th requesting the case to be moved from public court to private arbitration. I know how to pronounce it, but I might pronounce it wrong. Arbitration. The argument centers around whether the arbitration clause in a $3 million non-disclosure agreement Grant signed should be upheld. Until then, Grant is permitted to request evidence related to that specific fight over arbitration. As of now, Laurinaitis' legal exit doesn't clear the ring for WWE or McMahon. It only brings more pressure as a former top executive agrees to cooperate from the sidelines. So, and then they asked the question, what do you think of John Laurinaitis' turn on Vince McMahon and WWE in this lawsuit? Please share your thoughts and feedbacks in the comment section below. Let's read some comments if there is any. I don't. Oh, there's 3 comments. Uh, we got a comment from NLW World Champion. Also, water is wet. Coach is not reliable. Um, resource. Oh, this is talking about Jonathan Coachman. Okay, this don't matter. Okay, all right. So the comments was talking about Jonathan Coachman talking about Vince McMahon and what he tried was him trying to buy back WWE. So they don't believe that. So what's my thoughts? This is a pivotal moment. Like Ringside News said, this is huge. And the reason I said this is huge is because for those that don't know, Vince McMahon, top henchman, his right hand man in WWE was Johnny Ace. If Johnny Ace was like Vince McMahon assistant, so if you couldn't reach Vince McMahon if you wanted to talk to Vince McMahon about something, you had to go through Johnny Ace. And if Vince McMahon told Johnny Ace to do something, you would have heard it from Johnny Ace. So basically, like they were coercing all of this in WWE. Him and Johnny Ace was coercing all of this. And the fact that John Laurinaitis is deciding to turn in Vince McMahon or turn his back against the guy that had gave him a job, that had gave him money. And it's wild for Vince. Vince is in deep troubles because the one guy that he thought really had his back do not have his back no more. Johnny Laurinaitis said, "You know what, Vince? It's been too much, too long. This is got to put a stop to this." And the fact that he is turning on Vince by providing evidence to Janelle Grant shows that, what we might have thought about Vince is maybe even worse than what it potentially is. So basically, this is some shocking news. I'm not gonna lie. Like it says in the joint statement, a pivotal next step towards holding McMahon and WWE accountable for bringing justice. And I think that's the key word today, pivotal, because the fact that Johnny Ace, a defendant in the case, is willing to work with Janelle Grant and making sure that Mr. McMahon is held accountable for his action. And what comes out of this is that Grant cannot use Grant cannot use Johnny Ace as a defender no more. So Johnny Ace, if we're talking about real winners in here, like it or not, like I said, I don't care for the guy. I think the guy is a you know what, but I can't say it due to PG related stuff. But the fact I said the win in all of this is Johnny Ace because he's turning on Vince, but he don't get in trouble either. Like Janelle Grant can't use Johnny Ace as a defendant no more. Like once these evidence because they signed that agreement and the joint statement came out, Janelle Grant can't say later on, oh yeah, I want to put Johnny Ace back on it because he still did something to me. No, he did not. Janelle Grant cannot do that. So Janelle Grant, I don't know what it took. But whatever Johnny Ace and his lawyers did, give his lawyers a round of applause because they're the ones that saved Johnny Ace from potentially more damage than has already been done. I'm not gonna say Johnny Laurinaitis, his damage, his reputation is already done, but it didn't further damage, what he probably have. Like he said, he probably can move on with his life and just not thinking about it no more. But he didn't prevent. His lawyers did a good job in not having more damage to him than it already has been. So this is my thoughts and reactions. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section. But yeah, breaking news today that Johnny Laurinaitis is turning on Vince McMahon by agreeing to help Janelle Grant basically take down Vince McMahon. Thank you, and I appreciate it. Have a good day. GPI, Mr. AKA Reggie Black is out.